Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. Today is Monday, August 9th. And first, let me check my Facebook. Make sure I'm going live here. And there I am. So, today, the topic is if you don't have a plan, you have a plan to fail. It's kind of like I always I have a saying that I say, if you don't make decisions for yourself, someone else will make them for you. If you don't make decisions about in your life, your day, you don't make a plan, the decisions will be made for you. Other people, other situations, the market, other realtors, your competition. If you don't have a plan, you really do. It's a plan to fail. Not doing something is doing something. You're doing nothing. Does that make sense? So think about a plan. Just like building a house, there has to be a specific plan. And I'm going to go more in detail about this. It's not just general about having a plan, but think about this is that in your life, you have to have a plan for your life. You have a plan for your day, a plan for your life. It should be a blueprint. It should be a blueprint on paper. When you have any successful business, I'm not going to just say just in real estate, there's a checklist of to-dos of things they have to get done. I'll use an example, restaurant business. If you ever worked in a restaurant, server, manager, owner, there's things you have to do every day. You get there in the morning. There's certain time you got to get in. Things have to be prepped. Things have to be cleaned. Things have to be ready for customers when they come in. Any store, any customer service business has to be ready. The phone system's working. The information on whatever business is, that when people call, if they're producing something, there's checklists. I remember back in high school, for a few summers, I worked in a machine shop back many years ago, and there was a checklist of making sure your machine that you were working on is ready and ready for the day. And then at the end, there's a turn down list of all the different steps you had to do to turn something off to make sure it's ready for the next day. So there's a plan. So especially the new agents out there, or any agent, like I've said many times, is any agent that's just hasn't gotten to the level where they're at, you probably don't have your plan set each day. And if you're doing this full-time or part-time, this is the thing. I'll reach out to all the part-time agents, all the agents that have other jobs, or even full-time agents, because there are agents out there that are full-time that let other things in their life, not another job, other things in their life get in the way of working a full day every day. I see it. I know it, because there's agents out there that in all different companies out there, there's always agents out there that have no other jobs and no other income, but they're not working real estate full-time. They just think that just because they have another job, they don't have full-time. So again, back to if you're part-time, full-time, but you have to have a plan of how much you're going to work each day and what you're going to do. A lot of agents get caught up in what their reactive mode of what's calling, dealing with your client. You could, if you have one house, one current pending deal, you could spend all day on that. You know why you could spend all day on that? Because your buyer and or seller is thinking about it every day. They're concerned about it. They're worried about it. They want to know what's going on every second of the day. When you buy or sell a house and you're in a contract, you're thinking about it every day. And who do you want to talk to? Your realtor. How many of us, raise your hand, you sold a house, and from the day you got it under contract to the day it closed, your buyer called you every day, several times a day, wondering what's going on. So I've heard agents on the phone. I've seen them I've been in front of buyers. One of the things I've trained my agents to do is give people time. So, because I've seen agents, especially even when they're talking to me, it goes on. The conversation could keep going and going and going. But you have to have a plan. You have to have things. You have things scheduled. So I train our agents to say, when you're dealing with a client, if you have something that you have to do, prospecting, you have a follow-up, you have something to do, and you have it in a time slot, and your important call comes in, you tell your buyer or seller, I've got 5 minutes for you. Sorry, I got another appointment. I can call you back later at 7 p.m. or I can call you this, because your whole day, your daily plan can get off track by what things coming in, reacting to things. That's, I think, one of the most important things to be aware of, and one of the most things that comes up the most that gets people off their plan. And it goes on forever in real estate if you don't catch it soon and not have your plan. So today, and I know I'm going off topic a little bit, but the thing to keep in mind is you should have a business plan. And if you don't have one, I could send one to you. Like easy, just there's different business plans. There's a business plan of how much you want to prospect, a plan and how much you want to sell, a plan of how many buyers and sellers you want. Just like building a house, you have to have a plan of what's step one. Well, I got to build my database. I got to see who I'm going to call and have those people ready to call, not just create it. So every day, like building a house, it's steps. And you have to have those steps ready and prepped so you're ready with the plan. You can't start from scratch every day, like, oh, who am I going to prospect today? Let me find their names. Let me find their numbers. Let me enter them into my database. Let me start writing my notes for the first time. You got to have that system so you're jumping right into, here's my list of calls today. I already have their phone number. I have my notes. I know when I called them last, and it's right in front of me. And having a good contact management system is good for that too. And there's so many different ones for that. But today, think about your plan. What's your plan every day? Are you getting something done? Do you have a step like checklist? I did this, I did this, I did this. And again, and then going back at the end of the day and seeing if you're on task. Did you get all of those things done? Again, back to the building the house. Imagine if the people coming with the foundation got off track and they didn't finish the foundation, and the framers are coming the next day and they can't do everything. Also, that reference of building a house, when there's a blueprint, other people can see it and help and know what steps are taken. So if you ever get to the point where your business, where you need help, you need a buyer's agent, a seller's agent, someone to follow up phone calls, someone to process your paperwork. If you have a good plan in writing in a system, these people can jump in and help. But when you're just doing everything by memory, when you're doing everything by, well, I'll do that, a little bit of this today, a little bit of that today, it's kind of like a recipe. You know, if you never write down the recipe, how can anybody else duplicate it? How can anybody help you with that? If you're just putting a dash of this, a dash of that, and that's what I think a lot of agents that do not hit their goals, hit the success level, they're just putting a little dash. Let me make a few phone calls here. Let me just do a little bit of this. Let me do a little bit of that. And then when things work, you're like, I don't even know how I did it. I just been calling people and doing things. Again, just like cooking, you could cook things without a recipe, but duplicating that exact same thing or having someone help you with that is going to be difficult to do. So I use a lot of references there in this video, but hopefully that they, helped in explaining my thought process on having a plan, having a schedule. And if you don't, you just have a plan for nothing, and a plan for just being frustrated with being in real estate, frustrated of not hitting your goals, a frustration of not hitting your success level someday when you get to that point. So that's it for today. Remember, use me as a resource. Call, text, email me anytime. I'll set some time aside for you and help you with your plan. So have a great Monday. Stay cool out there, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Bye-bye.